For war, in order to create a single-player game, you still need to go through multiplayer. So create room, choose the map, make it 1 versus 1 versus the AI, who's going to be a hard human. I'm a sucker for punishment. The hard is definitely hard. The only way to make hard easier is to basically get on top of them and stop them from snowballing, and they love to snowball. This map has like one path through the middle that goes to all the other locations, so controlling the middle is kind of key here. As elf, you have these units called fairies. Those are your worker units. They look like this. They act like acolytes in the sense of summoning buildings, or Protoss. Think of them more as Protoss, I guess, really, because they seem more like Protoss than the undead. So you want to build up at least enough economy so you can continuously build fairies. And then we're going to start to send out a worker when we get a chance to see what our opponent is up to. We've got 6 out of 9 food supply. You need a life tree to continue that life supply, which also allows you to build structures nearby. So a life tree is actually pretty key. So this one is going to pop over here. Meanwhile, we're still getting our workers. We're going to build a life tree here because it's going to take too long otherwise. So as long as I've got it ticking, it can build, hopefully, roughly within the time that I need to get another worker. Might be a little bit food capped for a short while, but won't be too much of an issue. That's coming through. We're checking the main bases now. Not here. Big map.
Construction completed.
Construction complete. The opponent, if they play a human, they love to do a footman rush, yes. So we're going to try to control that a little bit. I'm going to have 2 scouts out now, since I might not come across my opponent here. Which I don't. So I can see me looking on the other side of the map. And when I get resources, maybe define venue. It's a risk to go straight with an expansion, because the opponent does mass units quite hard. I don't know where they can mass units and build units quicker than you can, because they're on a higher difficulty. It's a divine venue. Is that a town hall? I can't build that there because I've got the life tree in the way, so I'll just have to put it somewhere else. That's fine. A little bit of an accident. That could have been 1 higher, but it doesn't matter. There's so many expansions anyway, so whatever. There's another one. Solidify that. I don't know they have double income. I know they're double trouble though. So I'm bringing in this worker back. We're going to take this guy over and build a life tree where they could... Ah, they've already got to the expand. Okay, if they've taken an expand, I'm going to see if I can sort of cheese rush push them a little bit here. Because now they've taken that, it means they're spending resources on that, which means they should have less for their... Let me find it. Blessing altar. There we go. Thank you. They got less units they can pump out. Oh, he's building a tower. He's seen me building this. I need to get the blessing altar up because that allows me to build towers myself. Hey, we got the worker down. Worker rush. Can I kill that before he gets the base up? I don't think so. Nah, I can't.
Construction completed.
Right, construction complete, you say? Is that construction? It is not that construction, so we're waiting. We're just slaughtering these poor workers who are just trying to do their job defending this. Looks like you can get away with doing a sort of like a tower.
You can't build there.
And then this base will be mine. Oh, he's got some... So if he's got some of those dudes, you can sort of distract him with worker units. Really just got to work out how to exploit the AI. Oh, he did manage to get the tower up. So we do need another life tree, because if that goes down, then these don't work. It is just like Protoss in that regard. But if these go up, I think I can heal myself, maybe. Yeah, for a brief minute. They get mana that they can use to heal themselves. It rejuvenates for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's screwed now, isn't he? I'm going to bring that footman in. Yep. This is old school Protoss, sort of like tower rush. And then he'll just keep building units, but as long as I can keep those numbers low, then I can just keep building economy. Thank you, boys. Don't forget to get onto the mine. So this is a bit cheesy, But I've already lost to this computer twice now by not doing this. And because I'm new to this race, I don't know how to build quickly enough to deal with the pressure that the computer puts on. So this will keep him under control, and then we can talk about it. And maybe when I play as the orcs, then I'll be a bit more comfortable to not do like some sort of tower rush, you know? So radiated mine allows you to get the gold. So same over here. Always want a couple of life trees maybe nearby, just so you can actually put down structures, because like I say, the structures are dependent on these. These are like power pylons in a way, so they just allow you to build, which is obviously useful. So I could take that expansion, but we won't worry about that now. We'll just concentrate on what we have. So the mine is going to go up in a moment. Let's take these over and put them onto that. Let's take these over and put them onto that. So one thing you can definitely do is get yourself a hero. That's the building that can put down a hero. It's got like about a 5-minute cooldown, or you can't put it down for like 5 minutes at the start of the game, because obviously heroes are ridiculously strong in this. So we're getting that. Radiated mine. Training hall is where you get your units from. So let's do that. Let's go for our first hero, Benile. And we've got a blessing altar over here. That's our tech. And then once we've got the training hall down, we can put academy, which is also tech. So this is like blacksmith for ground and armor and air, which is all well and dandy.
You can't build there.
Just going to get multiple expansions so I can afford all the units and then show off. He might be able to still break out of this, so I can't get too comfortable because he's teching up. He's going to get like siege units and stuff. But if I get at least a few expansions ticking and really producing units, and then a whole ton of production facilities to make units as well, then I think we're good.
Construction completed. Base is under.
Here we go. He's still footman for now. What the hell's going on there? Camera went crazy. Okay. Any bases going up soon? Not just yet. So we're still waiting. Ah, here's my hero. So you can get more than one hero. And elves don't actually tech their main base. Their tech is kind of by building more structures that then lead to other structures that then lead to other structures. This requires Guardian's Abode. That requires Forest Portal, Hall of Wisdom, that kind of thing. So you don't... The best way to screw over an elf by the seams of it is to sort of pick off one of their buildings that leads towards you being able to produce other buildings, and then it locks you out of that technology.
Construction completed.
I'm gonna get loads of workers now.
Completed. Construction completed.
The hero does not level up as far as I know. She's just a strong unit essentially. Big damage. She's got abilities as well. Rain down arrows as well, using mana. I see, is that a machine shop? That is. That's where they get their mech units. Right, what we'll do is we will get some more tech now. I only need one of these because it's summons. So we have... I don't actually really like my tech being at the front there, so I'm going to build another one of those because you can have like a couple of upgrades at the same time. Same goes for... What is this? This is an academy. We get a blessing altar, get a couple of those. We've got the training hall. You're going to need Guardian's Abode now. This is another unit producer. So that'll do for now. And put another life tree over here too. Computer's going to overwhelm this. And there's the hero. She's gone. So we need to rebuild her. It's going to get pretty hectic in a moment. There's the second hero actually. And I'm building the third hero. And then we'll go back to this. So she's got Tree of Retribution. Installs a enchanted tree. The tree attacks ground units nearby, so it's like a summon unit.
Construction completed. Construction completed.
Selecting stuff and hotkeying it can be a bit sticky in this. Sometimes it doesn't always want to play ball.
Construction completed.
Not exactly sure why.
I have awakened.
Oh, who are you? Ah, that's my other hero. Okay, we're going to move these closer towards the middle point. Looks like the computer's getting busy with the nearest. So it looks like he is sort of going for the nearest targets. So that's fine. It kind of acts as a distraction whilst I'm getting ready to build up. Speaking of getting ready to build up, let's take another worker. Now we can get forest portal. These are air units. That's probably the easiest way to keep them under control. I think it's just the mass air units and a lunar abbey. So I think we're just going to build a bunch,
Construction completed.
and then we can work out what things do afterwards.
My bow is ready.
As you can see, I can't build over here. I can only build within the territory of a life tree. So life trees are pretty important.
Base is under attack.
They're going for the next target, and then the next target, then the next target. You boys want to go to work? Feels like you have to wait until this is up properly, and then right-click onto it, because sometimes it doesn't work quite correctly. Like they're just standing there. They need to do their job.
Did you say
Can't have like workers
you
just
can't
standing
build
there.
there?
That's not very
Construction completed.
worky. That's lazy. Alright, these... Ah, that is tech. Enables this, enables that. Okay, so all the tech buildings we'll put into this hotkey.
Base is
So
under
we've got
attack.
that. We'll get all of our structures that build
Construction
units
completed.
into this hotkey and get
Construction
ready.
completed.
Our heroes have come back, so we got all of our heroes.
If you say so. Construction
He's a big lad, this
completed.
guy. That's like your tonky chonk
Construction
tank.
completed.
I'm gonna get some
Construction
Ents,
completed.
some Alceds, and then we're gonna upgrade those bases. As for this, we're gonna tech. Hang on. Oh my god, they're going for it. Let's do absolute zero. Let's do
You can't build
a
there.
tree over here, because why not? And then rain arrows here, because that's a hell of a force. This guy's pretty good at freezing them and buying time. Can you get off me, please? Oh! Finish that guy off. Wow, this guy's amazing. Look at that, he's frozen them for ages. That's bought me a lot of time. So, with that said and done, let's mass. And then try not to die. Because he'll keep coming, this computer. He won't stop coming. But we bought time, basically. He doesn't have like much of an economy going, as far as I know.
You can't build there.
He might start building up an economy soon, but he doesn't have it yet. Because we know he's been busy just trying to break out of his jail. And just put a bunch of life trees down, who cares? We've got resources. As for tech, let's go on this, and tech. Let's go on this, tech. Let's go on this. Tech. Ah, they doing the thing where they attack me. They like to attack you using cheap air units and attack your mineral line. That's something they also like to do, so you got to be careful of that.
Construction completed. I hope it's interesting. Construction completed.
Right. I'm going to upgrade into Guardian's Mode when that becomes available. So upgrade. Wait for it. Because then that lets you get golems as well, which can siege. And then the same for this in a moment. Cancel that. And then when these are done, we get advanced forest portal, and then hopefully get royal dragons eventually. And to get those, you need that, but we need a hall of wisdom first. I don't know if I've got a lunar abbey. I'll put that down just in case. Now, back to this. Advanced. Ents seem like a kind of good overall unit. That's good versus air, but can also hold up versus ground. We put all of these on auto heal, because they can heal when we get mana. Biological or structures. We've got a bunch of worker units that are kind of AFK, so I'm just going to send them all up to there.
Construction completed.
That's because I accidentally made all of these rally to a different location.
Construction
Gotta
completed.
get used to your hotkeys.
Construction completed.
Construction completed, so that's a new one. That's tech. So add you to the list of things to do. That's got to be advanced. So now we can get the golems. Golem. We're still doing tech as and when it becomes available. Let's get some Elder Owls. Those are the casters. Although, good luck using the casters properly. And we need the Royal Temple,
You can't
which is the
build
big
there.
lad. That allows you to get access to the Royal Guardians, which are going to obviously kick ass. So coming back to my main normal structures, actually I don't have many of those. This lasts a long time, this tree. I didn't know, maybe it's permanent. Anyway, let's get Training Hall like crazy, because those are like your basic melee. Actually they're not, they're mostly ranged.
Are under
They're your
attack.
basic army units,
You
put it that
can't
way.
build there. Construction completed. Your legend has fallen.
Just killing off all my heroes. I'm going to put these on a different hotkey at the moment because I've got so many of those. They're hogging up all the spots.
Construction completed. Construction.
We've got a good chunk of the map at the moment. Resources are ridiculous. So, with that said and done, I'm going to get a bunch of golems so I can siege a bit more. Now we can get royal dragons. So let's get those bad boys. 6 food units.
Construction completed.
Advanced air unit, breeze fireballs for a ranged attack. Okay. And I'll probably show off what these actual units do properly once I've definitely got the computer under control. And I'll leave all the texts, actually. We can look at those a bit more in a moment when I have time to breathe. As for these normal units, get a few of those. As long as I'm able to fast produce, then that's fine.
Construction completed.
And I'm going to scout with my workers. So, could you imagine playing this competitively against another player or something like that? This is the thing that always made StarCraft 2 really hard for me. Was the macro aspect of it, keeping an eye on everywhere in the map. It's too much for me. I'm a Warcraft 3 player. I like it simple. Break yourself against my body. I'm gonna get all my heroes back. The Winter Golem was amazing, actually. Passive skill sharply enhances HP recovery in nearby legends. So legends are the heroes, basically. So if you have an injured hero, you can bring them back to your altar, essentially. That's a lot of air units. I've massed air like a noob. So we got Swamp. I don't know what that does. Summons a debuff field that lowers the movement speed of ground units that go over it. Ah, that's kind of handy for those annoying footmen. So let's swamp them good boys, and then do W's. Those are shockwaves. Deals small damage to targets within area of effect and reduces their mana to 0. So it's kind of like a EMP field kind of deal going on. Cloak. I think they would need towers to see cloaked units, which is why he's probably building the tower right now. I don't know if there's any units that can see invisible. Oh, there is. Look, detector. So your caster air units are like detectors, and he doesn't have any at the moment. I need to snipe that worker. We're done here. Oh, 1,000 health. So these are the. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. The battleships only had like 350 health or something. These don't have quite as much range, but they're still really long. And 56 damage. It's got to be slow, right? Damage type. Heavy armor. They got actual Dragon's Rage. Scorches the ground. So they deal damage, extra damage against ground targets. Alright, let's go, boys. Let's send them in. And we're going to just mass. I'm going to get like just the best units, essentially, just the Royal Dragons for now. And then we can look at the units more detailed afterwards. I need to unlock the ability though. So let's do that. So where's my temple? Unlock and upgrade the passive mana regeneration. Heroes still trying to come back. Make a comeback. Let's set up more expansions. The main thing about this is just actually checking the territory more than anything else. If I ping over here and press spacebar, I don't know actually. I don't know how you get over there quickly. That's one way to do it. So we know the computer is basically limited to this location, which gives us a good chance. I don't know if these can hit air. Maybe that's their cat. Oh, it says air and ground actually, so they can. Pretty goddamn amazing, those dragons. Good luck surviving versus this. How's my tech going? Is it almost done? It does take a while. I'm going to get a ton of bladers and I'm going to send them all to his spot over here. They're only 1 food. Dragon Rage. Let's try it out. Does it work against buildings? It does. So that's damage over time. That's pretty insane. So if we went over, we could just probably nuke. I don't know if it stacks. If I do like 3 of them, and see if like it does like loads of damage. Hard to tell. 1, 2, 3. Maybe they wait patiently for the other one to finish casting. Because I only see... Oh no, we got 3 now. They don't hit themselves with it. This is technically your siege unit. 160 damage. That's bonkers. And 24 range. But I think they're really slow. That's the catch. But if you can keep them protected or keep them behind something... She's like stuck. The AI pathing isn't always the best. You have to sort of like babysit them a little bit sometimes. Right, there's my altar. Need to get the heroes back. Let's take care of this one. We basically got that base under control. So, okay, so whilst I don't think he's going to resign on there. I think the owls are hard to control because they don't actually have an attack. So they'll sort of swoop in and get themselves killed. Like I say, any caster units are very advanced in my opinion. I keep doing A. I should be doing W. I just kind of want them to see invisible, I think, more than anything else. Because the game is such a fast-paced speed, I don't think you have the luxury of using caster units kind of as efficiently as you should. Right. It's time to act. It is time to act. So, that was all said and done. Now we can maybe relax a little bit. Just opening up some food supply. And I'm going to sit these units outside the base. So we can take a look at what each one does. So Archer, a basic ranged infantry, fires enchanted arrows, can be upgraded to use haste. Blader, melee fighter, attacks in a wide arc, dealing area damage, can be upgraded to use haste, can attack ground units. So Priest is a caster unit, heals nearby friendly biological units, can be upgraded to use clairvoyance. So we get one of each of those. Now as for this is your Alcia, this is kind of like a dryad. Fast skirmisher, throws javelins for a ranged attack, can be upgraded to use stealth, blocking trees, so can be stealthy in terms of harassing opponents like expansions. And worker units, I would think is probably where it comes best. Oh, the camera's blocking a little bit, is it? It's okay, I'm reading it out, but yes, I'll move the webcam now, since you informed me of that. Golem, artillery support unit, hurls a giant boulder from a long distance, dealing heavy area damage, can attack ground units. Ent, versatile ground unit, so it's quite versatile. It's pretty damn cheap, the Ent. I felt like it was kind of, you know, pretty respectably strong and tanky, you know. Deals melee area damage to ground targets. Area damage to ground melee targets. And fires missile attacks against area targets. I thought that one's kind of good. The Ent seems like the way to go, really, if you're playing Alpha, I think. I think that's like a good all-rounder unit. Sentinel, that's like the Hippo Rider. Turtle Ship, that's your aerial flying airship to transport ground units to other locations. Elder Owl, Flying Caster, as we've seen, but we'll buy them all anyway. Royal Dragon. So that's kind of all of that. If we take a look at some of the tech, that might give it away. So whatever we enabled there, we did. This is Archers, Bladers to use haste, so they can attack quicker. Priest to use clairvoyance. So I have a second one of you, don't I? Maybe I only have one. Oh well, we'll just upgrade that. And then Priest maximum mana, why not? So you can get damage, and aerial damage. That's not that important. That's not like too special. That is what it is. We've already done the Hall of Wisdom, so that'd be upgrades for the Elder Owls. And some of these structures aren't always easy to tell what they are. Obviously, since I'm new to this. Academy. You could have like the text above it maybe. So you could sort of read it as well. You could have it in small font. So it said Academy over there. Hall of Wisdom. Lunar Abbey. I don't know what that is, but we've obviously upgraded everything there. So I think basically everything's upgraded for the most part. And did I get all my heroes back? 1, 2, 3. So you can have a maximum of 3.
Research completed.
Benial, a marksman legend with peerless archery skills, can cast a buff on herself to increase attack and movement speed, can attack multiple targets within area of effect with an offensive skill. Morian, support legend that specializes in distracting enemies, can summon structures that deal damage to approaching enemies or block their path. And Winter Golem, marksman legend that excels at crowd control.
Completed.
Normal attacks temporarily reduce the movement speed of its hit targets. As we saw, that's very useful against the computer. Can temporarily incapacitate nearby units with a skill, which we did.
Choose my own life.
So, let's pull over our hero.
Speak.
She looks very healthy. She's got haste, so that should increase her attack speed. I don't know there's like a way to show their attack speed here. So she does 70 plus 8. You can see the buff is here at the top left. There's no indicator on the actual character itself other than maybe the animation of what looks like a fiery arrow. 78 now, so maybe that's including damage. That lasts... doesn't actually tell you how long it lasts either, does it? It could give you more detail in that regard. Get a specific number. And then that's just AoE. So, that's fine.
It's time to
She's a
act.
good all-rounder melee attacker hero, a range hero. Tree of Retribution, we saw that. That's just like an annoying thing to block the opponents with.
It's time to act.
And then summon a Briarthorn prison at the location, so... Ah, it's like
Right
that.
away.
So it blocks them in. I don't know if it fully blocks them in,
Gladly.
or leaves like one gap so they can get out.
Of course.
Yeah, it looks like it fully blocks them in, if
Right
it can. They're not permanent. They do disappear.
It's time
But
to
that's
act.
kind of funny, this hero. You know, she's just designed to basically screw them over and block them in. Did that cost resources?
Time to act.
No, it's just mana. We've got the big old tanky boy.
Research completed.
This is the Winter Golem. Absolute 0. I think he's only got like enough food supply to produce like 1 unit at a time. Wrecked. Let's get rid of these farms so it can't keep building units. Racial, self, and nearby units. So yeah. He basically makes himself unable to attack as well. But you know, he's definitely worth it, I think. Blader, he's slow though. Really good damage once you've upgraded them. Probably small damage to start off with. Probably just a very fast attacking swordsman type unit, as we saw like the human had. Yeah.
Upgrade completed.
So that's the bladers. We'll move those out of the way. Thank you very much. What else have we got here? We got units blocking me blocks. Right, we had the... Oh, we've got a lot of bladers. There's many a blader. They do stand out actually now. It's a bit easier to tell them apart. There's the priest. Clairvoyance, 3-second cooldown. He needs mana though for that. But I assume he gives temporary vision, so that's good for detecting on the map where your opponents are if you weren't able to scout otherwise. And a heal, which I don't know if that's manual or not. I'm trying to right click it to see if I can auto cast it, but I think it might be manual, which will be quite tricky to play. Probably a pretty decent heal though, but good luck controlling it. And Archer, as we saw, haste, just faster attack. So she's like the ranged version of Blader, basically. So that makes sense. Where's my Ents at? They got stuck over here. This really seems to confuse them. This, I'm going to turn off that auto heal so it doesn't keep healing it.
The forest is weeping.
So here we have the Ent. Yeah, he's got like middle of the road damage, although his anti-air seems kind of strong. And it's range 16. It's plus 6, so it's probably an upgrade. But yeah, if you get this guy upgraded, he seems like a really good all-around type of unit. 300 health. Definitely a bit more than the archers. They're only 90 and 110 for those. So he's like a good middle-of-the-road unit that doesn't even cost that much. I think he's probably really, really good for his cost. And then these are just obvious, like, super long-range siege units. Then you got the Hippo Riders. Fast attacking, sort of aerial assault units. Probably good versus other air units, as well as specifically against the worker units. This is just transporting. It's a turtle ship. It looks heavy as fook, so I don't know how that works, to be honest. And then we have the owls. They can slow down And they can attack with a shockwave. Quite expensive for the shockwave though. Doesn't even seem to do that much damage. And then we've got the big old royal dragons with their area damage over time.
Look me in the eyes.
So hopefully this has been a good little indication as to how the elves play in this. And then I'll do the orcs as well afterwards, and I can show those another time. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. It helps out. It took me a while to get to this point, to be honest. It's not super hard to learn, it's just overwhelming because of how fast the game moves. It's almost like Warcraft 2. Have you ever played Warcraft 2 on like the faster settings? It's kind of like that. I feel like it could almost be knocked down a little bit. Get a little reward as well for winning. Ah, look, there's actually a game there.